In today's Battletech vlog, we're going to build the Tactica checklist. We're literally going commando by exploring the Commando. A very, very interesting light mech. One that, as a mech warrior, if you're not careful, like the Firestarter, you can quickly get in over your head and lose that battle value. So we want to look at focusing and how to use this mech. Now, jumping into light mechs, one of the primary ways to stay alive, you've got minimal armor. Even the heavier mechs, the heavier machines, compared to mediums and assaults and working with a lance, you don't want to take any hits. Not that I ever want to take any hits anywhere in Battletech, but what this means is speed, positioning, maneuverability, jump jets. That's the primary line of defense. The Commando, speed is okay, but you don't have any jump jets. So we have to be careful in terms of maneuverability, not getting into trouble. What this means is it's billed as a recon mech, as kind of a heavy recon mech, but without the full mobility of speed and jump capability. I believe it works better, despite the narrative, despite the sales brochure, as a bodyguard mech, a lower battle value, smaller point game, one lance bodyguard mech. Really quick, a bodyguard mech is one that works with a heavier mech to gain the advantage of position. And we're going to explore that Tactica because I believe that's an important part of the checklist. So what the Commando gains is some very, very interesting, focused, short-range punch for a light mech. We're going in with the short-range missile 6-pack, we're going in with the short-range missile 4-pack, and we're going in with a medium laser. Now, the medium laser is kind of standard on all light mechs. You're going to see this on the various bug mechs as a primary weapon. But then what you see is a secondary weapon, something very, very light, an SRM-2. Maybe you see some machine guns, maybe you see some small lasers. The Commando packs at a close range close to firepower of some of the lighter echelon, lighter tonnage medium mechs. Now, this is battle value. Battle value is about 540, 550, somewhere around there. That's a very, very cheap buy-in for this close punch. And furthermore, with the spreading of the missiles, now one could say, look, I'd like to have 3 medium lasers because we get redundancy, but also we get focused, guaranteed alpha damage every turn. I get guaranteed potentially 5, 5, 5, or every time I hit 5. But you can only hit one location. With the short-range missiles, yes, the damage output is a little less and maybe it's a little swingy, but you have the potential to branch off. You have the potential to cluster. This works even better with a bodyguard mech. All right, so let's jump in with the bodyguard mech. Let's pick a first mech that comes to mind. Shadowhawk. Shadowhawk. I was leaning kind of towards a hunchback, but a hunchback works as a good bodyguard mech for heavier type machines. And remember, we're looking at a lower battle value list. What we want to do with our tactics in Battletech is build this checklist so we can scale up. The tactics remain the same if you scale up 5K, 6K, 8K, 10K battle value. 10K just gets you started with clans. But if we have to scale down, the tactics don't change, the machines change. So we're going to run with the Shadowhawk. We're going to get close. That Shadowhawk is going to try and engage face-to-face with another mech or potentially another target. The bodyguard mech now tries to get behind. Essentially, you're trying to sandwich, right? Anvil and hammer. You're trying to get behind your target, and now the Commando does this with the speed and maneuverability of being a light mech, even though it doesn't have the jump. You get behind, and now you have the capability to potentially hit rear armor. You have the ability to potentially hit rear armor with the spread of the missiles. And, of course, you could punch. It also works as a bodyguard mech where if I have a lower echelon, lower tonnage, medium mech putting out that damage, as soon as things go to internal, if I get lucky and open you up on the left side, maybe you've got some ammo, maybe you've got some weapons, some components. Now what this means is the Commando can literally go crit fishing, and it does it very, very well, again, with the spread of the 6 and the 4-pack. Where you get into trouble, much like the Firestarter, it's got some good bite. It's got alpha damage output. Again, it's a lower ranked medium, but you are not a medium mech. The additional tonnage in terms of armor makes a huge difference, makes a massive, massive difference. So I find, despite this idea of a recon mech running around solo, I've used it like that, sometimes successful, sometimes not. I'd rather go with a bug mech for that, and then put the Commando working with that medium type lance mate.